Hello and welcome to the old Fliers. It was announced on the 23rd of January 2024 that British Prince Harry has been awarded the title of a Living Legend of Aviation. This accolade was bestowed on him by actor and pilot John Travolta. The announcement was met with derision and scorn by other veterans of combat. What was it about Harry that qualified him for this award? Prince Harry, whose full name is Henry Charles Albert David Wales, served in the British military, specifically including his time as an Apache helicopter pilot in the British Army Air Corps. It was in 2005 that he enrolled in officer training at the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst. He was at the time 20 years of age and was known as a bit of a lad. Remember the negative press about Harry the Nazi? Nothing like a stint in the army to straighten a man out. In 2006, he was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Blues and Royals, a regiment of the Household Cavalry. In 2007-2008, Prince Harry was secretly deployed to Afghanistan as a forward air controller directing aircraft in support of ground troops. He was the first royal engaged in active military service in 30 years. His uncle, Prince Andrew, had been involved in the Falklands War as a helicopter pilot. Now, Prince Andrew is persona non grata, so wonder if that still counts. Seems that aviation is in the royal blood. Harry's great-great-uncle, King Edward VIII, was a pilot, as was Harry's grandfather, Prince Philip, father, King Charles III, and brother, Prince William. Harry's tour was cut short after the Australian magazine New Idea leaked the news of his whereabouts. The editor of New Idea later apologised, saying he wasn't aware of the news embargo on this fact. At the very least, he must have known that this would have put Harry and his fellow soldiers under added danger. After completing his service with the Army in 2013, it was announced that Harry would transition to the Army Air Corps of the British Army. Prince Harry qualified as an Apache pilot in 2012 and served as an Apache co-pilot gunner between 2013 and 2014 on his second tour of Afghanistan in 662 Squadron. Here is Prince Harry talking about his service in Afghanistan.
No one really knows where I am, and I prefer to keep it that way for the meantime until I get back in one piece and I can tell them where I was. At the moment, I think they think that I'm tucked away, wrapped up in cotton wool. I think there's a few people who didn't want me to come down here, maybe, possibly, but as far as a commanding officer is concerned, I'm a JTAC. I'm a qualified JTAC, and therefore there are people who need air to cover the troops. If any of the guys at all, Gurkhas, any of the Brit soldiers, anybody anywhere in Afghanistan, if they're under contact and there's a JTAC there, I think any JTAC would say that they'll do their utmost best to make sure that those guys and every single one of them gets out in one piece. Get on the radio, get the jets in, and you almost become like a bit of an air traffic controller. You've got jets flying all over the place. You're responsible for so many things: casevacing injured guys, getting water, food in, making sure that gets in safely and out safely, because obviously something like a Chinook is a big target. The Taliban are very good at hiding in their trenches, but it is somewhat like what I can imagine World War II to be like. It's just no man's land. They pop up their heads, they poke their heads up, and then that's it. And then if the guys are coming under a lot of fire, then I call the air in, and as soon as the air comes up, they disappear and just jump down these holes or go into their bunkers. The commanding officer was very clever about it. The main problem was being a troop leader and putting so many guys under risk in Iraq. I think now that I've come out here, I think it's proved the point that if it's done the right way and kept quiet in certain areas, then it can be done. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm out here as a normal JTAC on the ground and not Prince Harry. I do go on patrols, and in amongst the locals, I'll still be very wary about the fact that I need to keep my face slightly covered, just on the off chance that I do get recognised, which will put other guys in danger. Yeah, the Gurkhas think it's hysterical how I'm called the bullet magnet, but they've yet to see why. I don't think there's any words to sort of describe it. It's much better being out here, experiencing it, rather than hearing all the stories of people coming back. It's very nice to be sort of a normal person for once. I think this is about as normal as I'm ever going to get.
He undertook various training exercises and was involved in supporting the British military's operations. This time, news media knew where he was, but kept this secret. Prince Harry left regular military service in June 2015 following a 4-week posting to Australia and New Zealand. He expressed his desire to continue to support the military, transitioning to a role as a reservist. Prince Harry actively supported veterans and military-related charities since leaving active service. Harry is rightfully honoured as the founder of the Invictus Games. The Games were launched on the 6th of March 2014 by Prince Harry at London's Copper Box Arena. Having seen a British team competing at the US Warrior Games held in Colorado in 2013, Harry wished to bring the concept of a similar international sporting event to the United Kingdom. He witnessed the ability of sport to help both psychologically and physically. In 2020, Harry and his wife stepped away from royal duties. The consequence of this is that Harry lost his honorary military titles. So, knowing all this, how was Harry, amongst all the military pilots in Afghanistan, nominated as a living aviation legend? Aviation legends are considered the pioneers who made significant contributions to the field of aviation, either through groundbreaking achievements in aviation technology, piloting, or other noteworthy accomplishments. Would Harry rank with Orville and Wilbur Wright, pioneers of aviation and credited with inventing and building the world's first successful powered airplane? Amelia Earhart, renowned aviator and the first female pilot to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean. Charles Lindbergh, famous for completing the first non-stop solo transatlantic flight. Chuck Yeager, the first person to break the sound barrier in level flight. Bessie Coleman, the first African-American woman to hold any pilot license, including an international pilot's license. Howard Hughes, aviator, film director and business magnate known for setting multiple aviation records. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Thank you for watching. Donations to support the channel always welcome. Like and subscribe and I guarantee you will have a better day.